बोलना the people who are attending on this indicator is there, no? This will display to them also, if not recording. Okay. So please remember, usually I add in the recording always. I missed out 5-10 minutes. Okay, let's go. So create an example. Give the example called data binding one.html. Okay, or you can say simple binding one.html. Instead of keeping big words, you can use directly binding one.html. Okay, binding one.html. In which folder? Under the data binding folder. HTML to HTML head script body inside the body you write h1 the difference between HTML and not HTML, inner HTML and inner text. The difference between inner HTML and inner text. Keep a button below. First button will be called as inner text. Second button will be called as inner HTML. On click, all the function 1. On click equal to all the function 2. Function 1 and function 2. Write down below one br tag first. After br tag, write one hr also with the color equal to orange color and the size equal to somewhere 15. Size equal to somewhere called 15. Okay, run this file. One small page will appear with the 2 button and one horizontal line, orange color. Orange color. One more BR if you want, you can add here, no problem. Okay. Next, after this orange color, again one more BR if you want, you can add, no problem. Okay. Now after that, write 2 function. One is called function 1 Another one is called function 2. Alert, alert, called hi, and another function 2, alert called hello. Hello. Oh, this is the function 2. Function 2 will be hello, function 1 will be hi. Button click, check once. Is it printing anything? Ready? Getting the alert. Button click. Inner text also hi. Inner HTML also as a hello. Okay, check once. Output. Head I have closed.
Yes, sir. And
Visual code.
how to browser.
Go to the folder and then open double click in the double click. It will open in browser. You have to go in folder and from there it will run. Coming. Getting alert? Yes, no. Okay. Now requirement is to understand the inner text and inner HTML. Okay. Go here and button click. Okay. Button click function 1 in function 1. Okay. Window dot write. W document dot write h1 h1 hello, it is working. Hello, it is working. Hello, it is working. Now button click, you will see everything got changed. Inside the page, everything got changed. Check once. Once you click on button, everything will be changed.
Yes.
That is not true. Domain. There you go. You call here on click equal to one. On click equal to one. Document dot write. Say it should work. Click on first button. You have written the first button. You are checking with the second button. Great. Inner HTML is which function? Function 2. Function 2 alert is not coming.
No.
Okay. On spelling is wrong. Here you written one click. It should be on, no? You have written one. On click. What is the spelling? Instead of on click, you have written one click. So that will not work definitely. Okay, so next after that, you saw here when you run the page and click on first button. When you click on first button, what happened? All content got changed. Okay, browser object model and document object model. There is a two word, browser object model and document object model. So browser of BOM, browser object model, that is not in demand plus not in use. So what I did as of now, when I click on button, I change everything in the browser. Correct? The button was there, button also gone, button got replaced by, everything got replaced by one. But this method will not help you out. Okay, what should happen when we click on this button, when we click on this inner text, the content should appear here in the bottom. The content should not get replaced in the current page. Okay, now come, look at here, what you have written document.write. So where it is writing the H1, write means what? Apply. Document meaning is what? Let me show you again. When I went here, click on this button. So what happened? In current page, everything got changed by H1, right? That meaning our current page is called as a document. The current page, everything got changed, right? So current page is called as a document. So what you did as of now, you replace all the content of your current document. by h1. But this method will not help you out. Okay, this method is just to see okay how the content is coming. We have to replace those content. Where? Bike. Where? Road. Key. Bike or Mikey only. Where it is?
It was on sofa. Not a something like. Yes.
Bike will people will take free only. No incidents, nothing is there. It should be there. Sorry.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Tell me.
Yeah, sir. When you're telling network was lagging, I could not hear properly, sir. Document dot write. Why did we write this, sir?
To replace all the content of our current page. When I click here, everything got replaced. To change all the content of our current page, to write in current page, we use the document dot write. Document point to your current page. Your current page data will get replaced by H1. In current page, everything will get replaced by H1. So we don't want to replace everything by H1. We want to replace the everything of. If you replace everything of H1, then what will happen? Remaining output will go. Only you will see the H1 output. Right. So we want, like, suppose once you click on button, your button should remain same, H1 should remain same, all remain same. You have to change the content of a particular element, not the content of current page. Okay. Now come down, create an element first, then we'll try. Create an element, div, give for that ID equal to anything. Example called ABC. Keep inside anything high or something or leave also, no problem at all. Your current page becomes a document. Okay, current page is a document. Inside the current page, whichever the tags we have written. Okay, inside the current page, whichever the tags we have written, all the tags are called a element. In current page, whichever the tags we have written, all the tags are called a element. In the term of HTML, it's called a tag. In the term of JavaScript, it's called a element. In the term of CSS, it's called a selector. Okay. Now, document dot means in current document, find out those elements whose ID is ABC. And in ABC, change the content. First, what we did in current document itself, we change the content. But if we change the current of current document, it will not be helpful. User will come to the website, click on add to cart. Entire website got replaced by cart item. User will feel like what happened? Correct or not? Go to the Facebook, write a comment to someone and press the enter button. Entire page will get replaced by your comment. That is called what? Document dot write. But we don't want to replace everything. We want all should remain same. New content should get added. So in that case, instead of replacing the content of your current document, you have to replace the content of a document only, but inside a particular element. Then how to identify the element? In one page, there can be multiple division, can be multiple paragraph, multiple H1, multiple H2. Then how to identify the element? Difficult to identify. In that case, we will apply a function. That function will help you to find out the element by ID also, by class also, by tag also. Okay. Now, in current document, we have an element whose ID is ABC. Now, what will happen? It will find those elements whose ID is ABC. Let's go here and write document dot get element, get element by id. So get element by id is a function, is a predefined function of javascript. Okay, document dot get element by id. Now which id? id call is a abc. So it is going to find out in current document one element element by id. In current document it is going to find the element, those element whose id is called abc. And under the abc, what you want to do, whether you want to apply the inner text or you want to apply the inner html, you have to decide. Okay, so the first function is for the inner text, apply called inner text equal to keep a variable called data. Data variable is not defined still, we are going to create that. Come down again, document dot get element by id dot inner html equal to data. Inner html equal to data. Okay, hope written. One place we have used inner text, another place we use the inner HTML. Now reason why we are writing this, you understood? We are writing this line because we don't want to replace the content of current page. We want to replace the content of a particular element only. Okay, so for that, how we'll come to know our Java, how using Java we can find a particular element to apply the content. So for that we have a function called get element by id. It will search the element only using the id, and if element found, then it will apply the content using inner text, inner html or dot value. Now come, create a variable here, global variable called data, follow the h1 java script, close the h1, open the paragraph, html css, close the paragraph, okay, hope written. Document dot get element by id, which id? abc dot inner text equal to data. Now under data what we have? h1 open close, paragraph also open close. Next after that, next place we are writing as a inner html, another place as a inner text. Now run the file, click on both the button one by one. You will come to know the meaning of inner html or inner text. Meaning of inner html or inner text. Got some idea? Anything is printing? Go here, place the page, click on inner text. H1 will come like a text. Click on inner HTML. H1 will work like a HTML. Is a camel case. You need to remember element by ID is uppercase, lowercase. Only lowercase will not help you. You have to write in both the way.
Sir, what else if we have class instead of ID?
We'll create example for that also.
Okay. Sir, actually, I don't get understand ki document.getElement by ID is a function where we pass the value of ABC. Then how it's work?
Function of JavaScript, it's come from the DOM, that is called document object model. In your current page, all the elements is called as a element that will be considered as an object. For every object, we are passing as a ID. And to find that object, you are applying the function called getElement by ID. If particular element will be found, it will apply some content either using inner HTML or inner text. So what is a get element by ID? It is not function made by us. It's a function made by JavaScript. Now where it's belong to? It's belong to DOM. There is a library called DOM, Document Object Model. The DOM will help you to change the content of your current page of a particular element dynamically. After finding the element, that can be, you can find using the ID, you can find using the class, or you can find using the tag name. So this is the first example, implementancy. We'll give the example of all three. By ID also, by class also, and by tag name also.
Okay, sir.
Check now, working or not working? So inner text, understand the difference? Inner text, what is that? Inner text will send the data in which format? Text format. Your HTML code will display like is a text. But inner HTML will not send in the text format. It will send in the HTML format. So whichever the tag is there, the tag will display their output. Okay. And this is the which one? Inner HTML, inner text. You must have to understand properly. Why? Because entire JavaScript is based on this story only. Inner text and inner HTML. Okay, there you have to implement many things. Static content, dynamic content. Dynamic, you have to generate the HTML code. Okay, as of now, what we have written? Here we have written just H1 and paragraph. A static one place you wrote and you are passing both the places. This can generate under the for loop also, under the while loop, under the map function, under the for each function. You have to apply, you have to generate the multiple paragraph. All you need to merge together and send to. So all one by one, one by one. Okay, now come. So this file, we understood what is happening using the inner text. If JavaScript want to send some text data to the browser, JavaScript will use the inner text. If the JavaScript want to send some text and HTML both together, JavaScript will use which property? Inner HTML property. But you have to remember, inner HTML and inner text you should apply for those elements that belong to output tag. That belong to where? Output. So there is a two condition now. For input tag, we have to use different property that we are going to see still. Now this discussion was for the output tag only. If the JavaScript want to send the data to a output tag, it can be division, paragraph, H1, H2, table, TH, TR, TD, span, label, any tag. Okay. JavaScript want to send the only text content. JavaScript will use which property? inner text. JavaScript want to send some dynamic content, HTML also and text also, to the output tag. JavaScript will use which one? Inner HTML. Now suppose we have a text area. In text area, we want to send some value and we want to receive some value. Suppose you want to send some value. Which one to use? Inner text or inner HTML? Text area is the input tag. This I explain you for the output tag. Okay. This is not applicable for input tag. Text area is the input tag. Okay. Clear. Answer will come after 1 minute is okay. But come fast and get the spoil is not okay. Okay. Answer after some time. Think and then answer will be helpful. Okay. Now suppose in your page, there is one assume like label tag. Label tag. So label tag is what tag? Input tag or output tag? Label, open label. Is it input or output?
Input tag.
Okay. Suppose there is a multiple choice answer. Multiple choice question. Bangalore is in Karnataka or Tamil Nadu. Okay. Bangalore is located in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, MP. 4 options are there. A person came and he selected MP. Okay, the person who will see the copy, he will understand for this particular person, Andhra is also gone. MP, suppose he selected the Andhra, AP. So for him, AP is also gone and Karnataka is also gone. Means he don't know where is the Bangalore. Right? For him, AP is also gone and suppose someone is asking the capital of Karnataka. Is Bangalore only, no? Bangalore only or something else? Bangalore. Suppose question is the capital of Karnataka. A person selected MP. That meaning is what? MP is also gone for him and Karnataka also gone for him. We don't know where is the capital of MP and where is the capital of Karnataka. Right? Study. Okay. Daily create notes. Whatever the HTML tags you have learned, that is not in your list. That is gone out of the list. Label is the input tag, output tag. Label is not a input tag. In Flipkart, they will display the product price. How many characters? The first class I have written label definition completely. Label is the output tag. It used to display the text data between 1 to 130 characters. Okay, label is the inline tag. It is displaying the same line. Okay, go ahead next. Label is the output tag. For that, you have to use inner text or inner HTML, not dot value. Okay, now next is the this one. How to take the value and how to assign the value. Okay.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Tell me.
Yeah, here in the division tag, we have given ID equals to ABC, and that's the reason we have given in the defined in the function document dot get element by ID. If we use a class again, that will be different. Document
Dot get element by class name.
Okay, since we have given the ID, we are giving in the function also dot get element by ID, right?
If you want to communicate with the ID, you have to use the ID. If you want to communicate with the class, you have to use the class. If you want to communicate with the tag, you have to use the tag. Document.getElement by ID to communicate with the ID. Document.getElement by class to communicate with the class. Document.getElement by tag name to communicate with the tag. Okay.
That should be also.
Now we are communicating with the ID. So we have written document.getElement by ID. Now in one page, one ID we can use how many times? In one page, one ID you can use how many times? Any guess?
One time.
One
One
time, three time, two time. How many time? One time. If you use more than one time, what will happen? Suppose two vehicle number, two scooter number is same. A is also driving the same scooter number. B is also driving the same scooter. A came first, hit someone, came and sit in the class. B came, he came without hitting anyone. Now police will come after that. B is sitting in the last and A is sitting on the front. Accident was made by A. B is sitting in the last. Now police will come in last. This vehicle belong to whom? The B will say, sir, from me. Who will get captured? B only. That is called a FIFO. First in, first out. And another one is called LIFO. Last in, first out. So police came, he started searching from the back itself. Okay. Now B is sitting where? In the last table. Correct. He asked, this vehicle belong to you? He will say yes. Okay, come. Problem made by A and got captured who? B. Reason is what? Vehicle number is same. In HTML also, suppose we have two ABC, one ID repeated how many times? 2 times. One ID repeated 2 times. You want to send the data to second ABC. You want to send the data to second ABC. JavaScript will come from beginning. It will start searching where is the ABC, where is the ABC. JavaScript will find in the beginning only the ABC. You are supposed to send the data to second ABC, but data will go to where? First ABC. The reason is what? ID is duplicate. So in JavaScript, not only in JavaScript, everywhere, ID must be unique. If ID is duplicate, then confusion will happen in day-to-day life also and in the programming also. Class represent a group of the people. Class represent a group of the people. So we say the class one. Now, when we say the class one, so in one class, how many people? So many people. Similar way, in CSS, I have given that idea. In one page, one type of design is many times. Use the what? Class. Now, suppose in one page, one class is many times. Correct? And you want to call by the class. So in one page, class will be how many times? Many times. Now, if it is the many time, JavaScript will consider the array. In one page, division 1, division 2, division 3, division 4, division 5. All have the class as a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Class 1, class 1. Now you are calling by the class name in JavaScript. What will happen? One class exists how many times? 5 times. Now for JavaScript, it will consider as an array. Okay. So inside the array, which one you want to point out? First one, last one, middle one, first one, second one. What? Depends. So their complexity will get increased. If you are using by tag name, so in one page, button you have written how many times? 2 times. Division also we can write many times. BR we have written 4 times, right? H1 can be 10 times. Now JavaScript you are writing based on tag name. Now one tag is how many times? Depends, unlimited times. Now which one you want to target? Maybe you have added, you are targeting the second one. Before second one, 2 more will come. Your target was someone else, but now what will happen? Target will go to someone else. So because of after looking into the all the situation, 99% people use get element by ID, not get element by which one? Class, and get element by tag name. In that cases, your programming complexity will get, no, it has a solution. It is not like t-shirt is useful and shirt is useless. Both are useful at the particular day and particular time. Okay. So by ID also useful, by class is also useful, and by tag name is also useful. But according to need, not altogether. So we are learning as of now what? Document.getElement by ID. Be clear in that. One example I'll write for you for the class. One example I'll write for you for which one? Diagram. You will be clear in that. Okay, so leave this file. Let's come to the another file now. So inner HTML, what is do here? If only text data, if only text data, inner HTML what? If text with HTML tags. If you have a content with the HTML tags, then you are going to use the inner HTML. If you have a text with only text, content only text, then you are going to use as a inner text. Okay. Suppose you click on a button, click on a button. As soon as you click on a button, on top you want to display please wait processing. What we use? Inner text or inner HTML? Online, you fill the form, click on a button, it will show no please wait processing. Again, inner HTML why use? You are going to display only text data. Please wait processing. It is not bold, it is not italic, it is not under the H1. It is a normal text. Please wait processing. So for that word, inner text is sufficient. But same inner text should come in the italic. You will use the I tag. There you will use what? Inner HTML. Inner text. If the text with HTML tag will be inner HTML. Okay, clear or not clear? Okay, let's go here, create another button, create another page itself. Okay, data binding 2. Data binding 2.html. HTML start. Data start. The script start. Body start. We right here H1 inner text and inner text and inner HTML. Create a button, submit. Right on that, on click, call the function call 1, come down below, write a paragraph, id equal to message. Now write a function here, function 1, inside the function 1, document dot get element by id, which id? Message dot inner text equal to please wait, please wait. Check now button click is working or not. Okay, so hope it's saying please wait processing. Please wait. Now we have used inside inner text. Inner text. Inner text we have used. Question is why we have used inner text? Because our content is only text data. Our content is only text data. In case inner text, if you want to use something else, like suppose if you want to use inner HTML, here if I write as a inner HTML, when you write inner HTML, make sure the content must hold the HTML tags. If content is not holding the HTML tags, then if you have used inner HTML, it will work. There is no problem at all. But unnecessary, you are putting your compiler little busy. Inner text means what? No need to look into the tag. Inner HTML means what? Look into the content also and look into the tag also. Two burden together, correct? So while writing the code, we have to remember it. If my content hold only text data, then inner text. If my content hold a combination of HTML and text data, then inner HTML. Okay? If there is a possibility, sometime only text will come, sometime both will come. Right? There is a possibility, sometime only text will come and sometime both will come, text and HTML both. Then in that case, you can use this one only. Which one? Inner HTML. Text is coming, then also it will work, and HTML code will come, then also it will work. Okay. Now let me open the I tag here, and I will close the I tag in the last. I tag. Okay. Now you can see as soon as you click, it will say please wait, processing using italic. Okay, hope working. Let me come to the browser. Click on button. Right? Okay, so this two example is enough to understand your inner HTML and inner text. Next, let's use that. Create next file. In the next file, we will use the value property also as well as inner text property also. Same file we can copy. Paste in next file. Data binding 3.html. Data binding 3.html. Okay, in this file, button you have, let it be come before button. Create one text area. You can use one, maybe any tag or maybe BRE also fine. Text area open, text area close. Under the text area, we have to write here calls equal to width 40, rows equal to 10. Okay, and then ID equal to XYZ. ID equal to XYZ. Why you are thinking in reverse order? Who is that? Raju Kumar, Boya under Raju. You are thinking in reverse order. Think in ascending order. Okay. HTML tag, then inner HTML. Without HTML, use the inner text. Okay, hope written. Now we have a button called submit button. Let it be same. We have a paragraph below. Let it be same. Now what we are going to do first? First, we are going to take the value from the text box, text area. You are going to take the value from the text area. A variable may be data equal to document dot get element by ID. Which ID value you want to take? XYZ. XYZ dot value. The content of XYZ element will copy and it will come to the variable called data. The content of XYZ variable will get copied and come to the data variable. Ready? Now come down. It will take the value of XYZ element and pass to where? Data variable. Alert now. Alert the data without double quote. It's a variable. It should not be in double quote. Okay, open. Run this file. Enter the value under the text box. Click on button. Alert is coming. Whichever the value enter. BR we can use here. Getting alert. Now the value of text area you are able to send to the value of text area you are able to send to the JavaScript. Using which property? Using this property. What is a dot value? So in the current document, it will look for those elements. So ID is called XYZ. If XYZ exists, then their value it will capture and pass to where? Data variable. Now from data variable, we want to capture the value and we need to give to the message variable. We have an ID as a message. You are taking from XYZ and you need to pass to the MSJ. So at this place, which property we should use? Inner HTML or inner text to send the value? Document.getElement by ID message. Message dot what we should use? Inner text or inner HTML? If user will enter the if user will enter only text, you use only inner text. If user enter the HTML code, you can use the inner HTML. Both you can use. But user is not going to enter the code here, HTML code. They are going to enter only text. So better you can use inner text. It will take the value of text box and it will display under the paragraph. Take the value of text area and display under the paragraph. Printing. Are you able to take the value from text box? There is a two line only. This two line and this two line. One line here, ID. One line here, button click. Another line here called paragraph. First compare HTML. After that compare JavaScript. How long you will copy paste the code? You should be able to write it. I don't have any urgent. Take 5 minute time, write it. Check from your side. Not happening, send your code in the chat. I will guide you what is the problem. Or another shortcut way is I can send my code directly. So whoever is facing the error, send your code in chat. I will guide you what problem we have made. Or first spend 2 minute time, compare this function. Spend 1 minute time to compare this text area. Spend 1 minute time to compare this button. Spend half-minute time to compare this paragraph. 3 line in HTML and 2 line in JavaScript. Total 5 lines. I will not say how to work. Next button click on ID and message. See there, instead of ID I written TD, document dot getting my ID. They written there TD document dot getting my ID. Delete that line. Able to do. Still error remains same or fixed. Get element by ID. It's a camel case. Get is a small, element is capital B, by B is capital ID, I is capital. Function I will share you in your chat. The function I sent in your chat, and inside the HTML body 3 tags are there. That also I sent in your chat. Replace both and then check. This page should work like this. Then you enter the value here, whichever the value you enter here. After that should get printed in the last. So what is happening here? You enter the value under the HTML. Your output also came under the HTML only. But who did this work? HTML is not able to send the value to HTML. So who processed that? That is called JavaScript. JavaScript took from one place and given to another place. JavaScript took from that text box and given to paragraph. So again, while taking from text box, which property is used? Dot value. Text area. While giving to the paragraph, which property used? Inner text. Data is the variable name. It can be anything. Okay. Come next. We can create one more example. Similar to get some more idea. Copy the same, paste in the new file. Same example you can copy, paste in the new file, give data binding 4.html. We copied and added in the next file. Data binding 3. Three or four. In this, button is not there. Assume there is no any button. Remove the button. Okay. And the function one you call here on key up. Function one call on key up. Function one you call here on key up. When you press any key and leave, then alert will come. Now in this file, once we start typing, the value of text box on typing. When you start typing, that is called on key up. On key up will happen, function will call. Function will take the value of text box and give to paragraph. Immediately, as soon as you start typing, the value will come down. Okay, ready? Let me show you how it will work. When we go here, type anything immediately. That is called on key up. Event got fire, value of the text box go to JavaScript. From JavaScript, it will come to the HTML immediately. Okay. As soon as you press any key, after pressing the key, you will leave the key. Then, as you leave the key, what will happen? On key event will fire. On key event function will call the function one. Function one will take the value of xyz, that the value of text area, store under the data variable, and after that print where paragraph. Now here only we can add one more paragraph below to understand how many character the user has typed. Okay, how many character the user has typed. A paragraph ID equal to total. TOTAL total. ID equal to total. Now come to the JS part. User is typing here. User will type here. Value is going to the paragraph as well as text area. At the same time, in JavaScript, we can write one line here. Document dot get element by ID. Which ID? Total. Total dot inner text equal to data dot length. Dot length is the property of JavaScript. Using that, you can find the length of a array. Using that, you can find the length of a string. Both is possible. Hope you're getting length is coming or not? You're able to get the length. Can you write a condition? If 100 stop typing, if 100 then user should not type. If the character reach 100, user should not type. If reach 100, it should not type after that. Anything you have in mind? How to do that? Anyone? You already know. You have idea. Try remembering. In HTML, we have a property called max length. For text area, write max length equal to 100. After that, user cannot type anything. For text area, use a property called max length. How you have used id equal to something? Use here max length, max length, max length equal to how much? 100. Now it will not allow to enter more than 100 character. You cannot enter in that. Automatically typing will get stopped. Max length 100 written. Inner text will come with HTML tags. That is why it come, that I will not answer you, but it come like that. Inner text, why it display the HTML tags, HTML tag, that will not answer you. Okay. Okay, hope working. Thank you. See you tomorrow.